age 1490's very own Bob Burnell.
Hey, there we go.
And head football coach, Pat Cerrone.
I think you had a bigger hand than I did for a change.
Well,
Pat Cerrone along.
They don't even know who the hell I am.
You are the head coach of the winningest football team in the history of UW-Oshkosh. Everybody knows who you are. There we go. We got a fun night because usually at this point we'd be wrapping things up. We're just getting ready to go, as they say.
I'm excited. Let's keep going. Let's go till December.
Okay, well, we can only go as long as December 14th. My wife asked me the other day, how long does this go now? I'm sure your wife said the same thing. If you win them all, how far do you go? December 14th, Salem?
Yeah, but let's worry about this.
Let's take it a week at a time. It is a few rounds before you would get there. Let's just start back on Saturday. Had a huge win at Stout. That was a test. I mean, I know we go in there favored. We're undefeated on the season, but they gave you everything, didn't they?
Defensively, we coasted to a victory.
Okay.
Offensively, they did what they had to do. 27 points. Pretty proud of the offense, and just tough to get motivated for a game like that. You're already 9-0. You won everything. You know, we had a lot of guys running around out there that didn't want to get hurt. They really wanted to experience this playoff run, and so it was a lot of yelling, but we won the game.
Well, you're going to halftime. You're down. You're down by 4
we're
points.
Down.
And I'm going, I wonder how that locker room sounded right now.
It was good. It was a learning experience, and, you know, you need stuff like that to happen to you once in a while. You start getting a big head, you think you're better than everybody else, and you get knocked around a little bit, but they really responded. There's only one thing to say. I mean, do you really want to go 10-0, or do you want to go 9-1? It was that simple. And they did. They played.
You guys were down at halftime. You were down at halftime for the first time all season long.
And defensively, we played very well in the second half. I mean,
you threw up the shutout in the last 2 quarters of the ball game. You look back on the game, the offense came out so strongly. The first series wasn't particularly good, but the next 2 it was bang, bang, as usual, into the end zone twice, and all of a sudden it seemed to falter a bit for you.
Well, we were rolling, and then we threw the pick on the reverse pass and really killed our momentum. And then defensively, we give up a couple big plays uncharacteristically, but, you know, who cares? It's a win. We're 10-0, and
yes.
I think everyone's a little more relieved. I saw that focus again Sunday and tonight of that stretch run of Platteville, Whitewater, you know, lacrosse. That focus is back, and these guys know they know what they're doing. They're mature, they're big, they're older, and they know exactly what they're doing. They're you know, I'm sorry, but that's how they're 20 years old, 21, 22, 23. You're going to talk to a couple of them right here. Okay.
Yeah, those guys are big dudes. We're going to get to the offensive line, but I'm glad that you waited until the end to bring in the best part of the football.
Well, that's because I should have brought him in first because Darryl ran out of money for the wings, so now they can only eat 8 wings apiece.
Pat, you look back on Saturday, Cole Myra had a huge day for you. Nate Wera had a huge day for you.
Yep.
That referee, you were out there quickly. Cole Myra broke what looked like would be a touchdown run.
Yeah.
He ran over the referee, had to stop to make sure he was all right, and then continued down the field. But that poor referee,
he was out.
Oh.
As I told Darryl, he was gurgling a little bit. I was a little worried that it was going to be a lot more serious, but I found out the next day. I called the head of the referees, and he's back. He's actually a police officer in Milwaukee. So, yep. And he's better. Yep. That night he was okay. He was knocked out.
Cole Myra would have had a touchdown run on that, but unfortunately this happens occasionally. The umpire stepped in the way as he tried to get out of the play, and he was ran over. Simple as that. And he was seeing stars for a little while down there on the floor.
The worst part about that was the delay of 20 minutes. You know, we were on a roll there too. We were going to ready to bust that game wide open, and that happens. It stalls us. We have to kick field goals. So it was just a crazy day. You know it. You were there. A lot of delays, a lot of penalties, a lot of things uncharacteristic from us, and we're just glad we got through it, got out of that bus, got home safe, and everybody's ready to go.
Turnovers have not been a problem so far this season. There were a couple on Saturday. I think we went into that ball game with just 3 turnovers and 600-plus plays on the season, and as soon as they put that into the game notes, you know a couple turnovers are going to occur on you. Just as simple as that. We had a fumble, we had a pick as well.
That's something you do. You always bring up things that we're really good at, so you jinx us.
I didn't jinx it. I'm blaming that on your sports information department.
Ken and Tim, absolutely.
They brought
Not
up
John.
that stat.
Not John Fine, but
No.
Ken and Tim.
You look ahead, St. Scholastica. I was not there on Sunday. I heard a lot of folks turned out, though, to find out about the bid. People were excited.
It was. It's very exciting. We're having fun with it, and I was a little shocked, a little in awe. You kind of suppress all your emotions for the run, and then Sunday night it came into fruition. It's the real deal now, and it was great. I loved it. The players loved it, and honestly, we had a great practice tonight, and that's really all that matters. Is these guys want to play more football, and they'll decide. The team will decide how far we go here. As long as they're never satisfied, they will decide how far they want to push this thing.
12 noon on Saturday, St. Scholastica. Interesting note on St. Scholastica that the head coach up there is a former Titan.
That's incredible.
And he, in fact, played on the 1968 championship team. He was a part of that, so he was a part of the championship team back in 1968.
And he would love probably to come down here and beat us.
Oh, I would think
Wouldn't that be great? So,
they were in the playoffs last year.
Yes, they were. They have the experience. They're a conference champion. They're a good football team. And, they have a week off here. That's going to be huge for them. They're going to be ready to go. So, and this is new to us. We could literally blow this thing if we don't get focused and just do what we do.
They have pretty good numbers defensively. They're giving up only 12 points per game.
Yeah.
So
their defensive line is pretty fast and gets off the ball, and they run around back there. So we got our work cut out. I mean, every game now is against conference champions. Period. Conference champions are top of their conference. So we got our work cut out for us.
A little surprised you got St. Scholastica because the experts were talking about 4 other schools all week long, but as it turned out, things kind of got jumbled there last weekend.
The experts like John Fine and Ken and Tim were telling me that it was going to be St. Norbert's, and it wasn't even close. So
no. As it is broken out, you like where you're seated and what's going to come about here? Do you like the opponents when you look through the bracket, or are you just concentrating on the Saints?
I just like the fact that we're coaching football right now, and I like the fact that we're still practicing football, and because these guys are fun to be around, and that's all that matters. We enjoy each other. I think we really do genuinely. So it's there's just no drama, and that's what makes it fun.
Pat Taroni along with us, head coach at UW-Oshkosh. It's been a great year for the Titans. 10 wins, no losses on the season. On to the playoffs for the first time in school history. How the folks reacting over there to the administration? I would think they're all gassed about this.
Excellent. I mean, the chancellor was there the other night. Patriot Rhoda was there. Tom Sunleitner. Daryl's been doing, this is Daryl's deal. I mean, this is what he envisioned, and this is what's happening. It's real simple. You got to win games, and fortunately we've done that, and the support has been great, and just all the things we got to prepare for now. It's kind of exciting. It's all new, and I hope it happens again someday.
I hear there's a little bit, if you make it to the second round, I hear there's a little bit of a challenge with housing and things like that, because usually the university shuts down over Thanksgiving, and we would have to be
everybody at Res Life has done a great job of getting that taken care of, and Vicki Stymick, our assistant AD, is thought ahead, and it's all taken care of. So
no problems at all. Let's get a second game then.
Let's just play.
Okay. We talked a little about recruiting on Saturday because you have been fighting a little bit of an uphill battle with kids, trying to get them to come to Oshkosh as they've been on the rise. But now they're a little more willing to talk to you. You had a couple of pleasant surprises here lately about kids wanting to come to Oshkosh. We were actually their first choice in the WIAC. Well, no longer the Whitewaters or the Stevens Points. They're saying, hey, I want to be a Titan.
I asked a kid at Appleton North High School, if we were 2-8, would you be sitting with me right now? And he said absolutely not. So it makes a difference that you're winning, and it's just great because the university is great. It's an easy sell. So hopefully we keep more Valley kids around because that's where they should be.
Tell me a little about Andy as well as Ben. They're coming up here next in our next segment.
Andy out of
they're the quality of the team.
Oh, yeah. Grooves is the man. You can call him Grooves. He's got a lot of issues off the field, but that's okay. No, I'm just joking. He's a really good kid. He plays hard. He's been with us. It's just fun to see him every day. Smile, give him a hug. And now Ben is, our center. Grooves is our center. Grooves plays guard. This is the middle of the whole offense that averaged 8,000 yards. So these are the guys that have built this thing from day one.
Ben's up for some type of academic award in addition to his football.
Yeah, he didn't get it, just so you know.
Okay, well.
But he did. He is first team all-conference center. I'll announce that right now.
Great. Congratulations to him. You want to share some of the others or just the one?
I'll just share. John's going to have the press release tomorrow, but I'll share one more. Nate Ware is the player of the
I could have named that.
Player of the year. How about that?
I could have told you that going into the first game that Nate Ware would be the all-conference player. Not only that, the player of the year in the.
He was a player of the year. Isn't that a shocker?
No, not at all. What do you do between now and Saturday as you get ready for the Saints? What are the next couple days of practice like?
Tomorrow the offense goes to the YMCA. We're keeping them inside, getting them out of the weather. They'll probably play a little team handball. I'm sure they'll wrap the practice up with team handball. But we're down to about 45 minutes. Defense will stay inside, watch film. We'll probably go out on the field for about 20 minutes max. And then Thursday we'll have a good practice, 72 hours before the game. And then Friday we got to walk through, and then Saturday noon.
You have
kickoff. Noon.
A roster requirement of only 58.
58.
How tough is that going to be to get down to?
We're at 54 right now. We have a bubble list of about 10 kids, and
depending on what happens for the particular game, you may bring some in to get to that 58.
All the kids that have traveled, those kids that have traveled with us all year will be on that bubble roster, and sooner or later, as we hopefully win Saturday and move on, you're going to need kids, and they need to stay focused, and some of them are freshmen, so.
Well, what an honor for them to come here and be freshmen and get a chance to play in the NCAA playoffs. Not something you usually have happen.
No. Hard to do.
We got to take a break on that. We're to come back 12 noon, the starting time.
Yep.
12 noon, Saturday. And we'll be along with the pregame show at 11:40. We'll have that for you right here on WOSH. We'll come back with a couple of seniors following this break on WOSH. Back again here. The paparazzi here tonight, right, guys? Is that the paparazzi following me tonight, or is that one of your parents?
That's my dad.
Okay, Ben Straight along with Andy Gruber. We say the best till last. They could have come closer, man. Was he afraid of us? We are three imposing dudes up here, man. We are three big, good-looking guys. Hold back the ladies because we've got the offensive linemen here and two of the best we've got on the team. Guys, first of all, reaction, Andy, to the season so far. You guys are 10 wins, no losses. It's all come together here in your senior year.
Yeah, it's just been crazy coming here. We didn't have a above 500 season, and then over the past couple of years, it's just been growing and growing with the seniors taking over, and
we got a little taste of it last year. I mean, we had a good season. Don't get me wrong. Last year, the guys stepped up and they had a great season, but this has been, I think, above everybody's expectation coming in, right?
Oh, yes, it has been.
Then, Ben, of course, starting center. Do you call the plays on the line of scrimmage? Are you responsible for what they would call quarterbacking the offensive line?
Yeah, kind of. It's simple, or not really simple, but kind of things where just making sure the blocking assignments.
You point guys out for everybody to take care of, and it's worked well for you this season. My God, I look at the numbers, over 200 yards and rushing a lot of days. The total offense figure for a good share of the season, above 500. I mean, it's a two-pronged attack for the Titans this year. You got both the run game going as well as the passing game going.
Yeah, we have two great players back there, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Now, Cole Myra had a big day on Saturday. Nate Ware, you knew going into the season this would be his last go-round. I've covered Nate since, gosh, he was a sophomore in high school. The kid just loves to win. That's the bottom line.
He's a great competitor.
You look at it on the offensive line, how tough is it? You're doing all the dirty work up there, aren't you, Andy? You guys are pretty much, it stops and ends with the offensive line and what they're able to do on a Saturday.
Yeah, pretty much. It's always really physical down in the line, especially when you get closer to the end zone, and you actually have to be pretty smart to play on this line.
Well, I said that going in. These are the most intelligent, good-looking guys around because that's what you need to be on the offensive line.
Yes.
Okay, now you had to play a number of positions as well, don't you, Andy?
Yeah, I switch between center and both guards.
So you play both the left and the right.
Yep.
And then you ever get confused out there when they call the play in the huddle saying, I got to remember where, well, we don't huddle up. I mean, that makes it even more challenging, doesn't it?
Yeah, but when I first started switching between the positions, I'd look at the wrong wristband or I'd mix something up.
Now, are you wearing more than one wristband, or what's going on that you're looking at the wrong one?
Yeah,
Are there several pages there?
No, I just one on each arm, and then one of them actually flips up.
Okay.
So.
And the reason you have two is because you play multiple positions?
Yep.
See, bad. You got to give props to Andy there with what he's able to do. My God, left and right arm, 2 pages. How about you? What are you wearing out there on a Saturday?
Right now, I just got one on. So, yeah.
We should mention that Ben Strela, you were a finalist for a big academic award. It was, I can't remember the name right off the bat, but you're an economics major, right?
Yes, and supply chain major too.
Okay, and so you know all about the economic theory. You'll probably be with the administration in the future sometime, valuing the dollar versus other currency. Well, what is the plan for you here long term?
Right now, I'm working at Alliance Laundry Systems in Ripon, so maybe I'll be working there after I graduate too. But
And what are you doing over there?
I work in inventory control.
So that's your thing. Andy, what are you doing over at the university?
I major in criminal justice.
Boy, we've had more guys wanting to be in criminal justice. What are you trying to get me an early introduction here for later on? We've had Tim Filter drop by. He wanted to be in law enforcement. We had a couple others drop by. So you guys all are in law enforcement down the road, right?
Yep.
And what do you see yourself doing?
I'm hoping
You could work security. You'd be a great bouncer, man. Seriously, man. You'd be a full-time bouncer.
I'd like to get a job at a police department and just be a police officer and see where that can take me from there.
Private security. I could see Andy Gruber doing that in the near future. Get an earring, beef up a little bit more, scare people. Be with the rock and roll band. Oh, man, it'd be crazy times.
I'd do
crazy
that.
times.
That'd
crazy
be a lot
times.
of fun.
Ben, what do you do besides playing football and studying? You must study a lot because you got a high grade point average.
Oh, yeah, well, I try to make it seem like I study a lot. Sometimes I don't always. But not too much outside of football.
Okay, and what are you doing besides playing football? Either one of you guys missing hunting this weekend?
Yeah, I actually do.
Okay, so you're going to hold off and maybe go out during the week. What's the plan? Or his coach said no firearms during the playoffs.
I haven't heard that rule yet. So
hometowns, you got your family here tonight, right, Ben?
I'm from Rosendale.
Okay, from Rosendale, so just down the road. Do you play at Rosendale Brandon High School then?
Yeah, Laconia High School.
Laconia High School. And you, Andy, where are you hailing from?
From up at Howard, I went to Bayport.
Oh, okay. So a former Pirate.
Yeah.
Down here. You know, the nice thing about it is when you play here in Oshkosh, you have a lot of former friends who no doubt play for the teams that you've seen during the high school years. You see those guys, basically you're playing them since maybe your junior year in high school right on through college then. So you have any friends that you're down here with? Do you bring anybody along from Bayport High?
Not really right now. I'm here today with a couple of my roommates and my girlfriend. So.
Oh, okay. Well, she knows all about it then. She'll keep you in line. You want to say hi to your girlfriend?
Hi, Steph.
All right. Steph out there, she admitting to him? Well, there she is, right behind the bright lights of the cameras. We go all out here on Titan Tuesday. If you've never been here, you got to get here. We're going to continue the show next week. Ben Strela, congratulations. Great season. First team all-conference. I would ask you about Nate Ware's hands. Is he soft? Is he gentle to you?
I get that a lot, but yeah, he's fine.
Okay, I'm trying to be funny too, okay? But Andy, best of luck to you, man. Hopefully we never meet on a roadway late at night. And if we do meet late at night on a roadway, we can look the other way for anything that may have went on as far as speeding, right?
We'll see.
All right. Oh, gosh. Andy Gruber and Ben Strela along in our senior spotlight tonight. When we come back, we're going to talk with the head coach of the Titan basketball team. Last week they shocked the Badgers for a few minutes to start the ball game. We'll talk about that. They've got their season opener coming up on Thursday. Pat Yuckham joins us in just 2 minutes here on WOSH. We're back again on a Titan Tuesday, Buffalo Wild Wings location. Pat Yuckham along with us, head basketball coach. His season starts officially on Thursday, but we had a lot of fun down in Madison, didn't we?
Especially for about the first 6 minutes.
The first 6 minutes, if you miss the game, the Titans come out and they hit the first 7 points of the basketball game. Bo calls a timeout, Bo Ryan, and kind of looking over there saying, what's going on now? They come back onto the floor. Titans go out. Was it a 12-6 lead at that point?
We're up 13-4.
13-4 at one point. From there, the Badgers got back to being the Badgers, didn't they?
They certainly did. I knew things were going to change. They subbed out all their big kids and went small, and they really got after us and got after us. But it was a great learning experience for us.
It was, and the fact that I think no other WIAC team has come out there and done anything close to that. I mean, I don't care that with the final score, we didn't expect to win the ball game, but to come out and hit those shots early, I think with your young team and being a new head coach, it gave them some confidence, number one, that they can come out and maybe do some things during the regular season.
It did, and I think we saw after this game we had a good film session, and our practices since then we've had a better sense of urgency about how hard you have to play to be successful in college basketball, and I think we saw a bump in our practices, the level of physicality, how hard our kids are playing right now, and we still have a ways to go, but we've gotten better since that game.
You talked about getting into 4-minute games with them, and the 4-minute game, the first 4 minutes you would have won. I thought that there was another 4-minute period where you either tied or beat them. Dylan Worth seemed to go off for a little while, which we all know if you've covered or watched Titan basketball. Dylan has the ability to take over a game for a little while. He did for 10 straight points for you.
Yep, he does. He's a kid that has a knack for scoring in a variety of ways. But we try to really break games down into literally a series of 35-second possessions or 35-second wars, as we call them, and not to get too focused on end game. Let's win the possession we're in, and if we win more possessions than they do, we'll win games.
Pat Youngam along with us, the basketball coach for UW-Oshkosh, brand new to the program. You came in what, July, was it?
Early July.
Early July. And one of a number of new head coaches. Well, number one, what attracted you to come to Oshkosh? I know you're originally from the Valley, right?
I grew up in Chilton, so grew up in here and played at Lawrence, and I coached at Lawrence University, and so I had a lot of interaction with the UW-Oshkosh as a competitor, and coached against some really good Titan teams in the early 2000s, with Tim Dworak and Sawinski, and those are some of the, still to this day, some of the best Division III college basketball teams I've seen, and always looked at it as hopefully someday I'm in a position where my resume is strong enough to be considered, and I thought I really did enjoy where I was. I had a great position down in Iowa at Co, but this was an opportunity to hopefully be at a place where I think we can eventually compete for a national championship, be at a really good school, have a base of support where our family is, and try to have a little balance in life as well.
Pat, you look at it, you inherited a team that won 4 wins last year and 21 losses. It's an uphill battle from here. You lost a couple of players, including John Flanagan, who was an exceptional player for the Titans last year. You look ahead of these games coming up. You're going to play Thursday night, then you go down to Wisconsin-Dells for a pair of games over the weekend. Ripon College, first of all. We'll start with St. Norbert. St. Norbert, what do you expect on Thursday night, home opener on Thursday?
Well, we're going to see a team that's picked to win their league, returns their top 14 players from last year. They really are sound. They defend. We're going to be challenged. They're very good, and we're well aware. But we're excited for that challenge. Coached by Gary Grush, who does a great job with that program, and so we're excited about the challenge. We know we're going to see a really good team that's going to defend and plays unselfishly and does a lot of the same things that we're going to try to do. To be honest with you,
you got 2 games. You got a lot of the schedule here. All of a sudden, you got games on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 2 games down at Wisconsin-Dells, and I know you didn't set the schedule more than likely. You inherited that as well, but it seems like we're getting off to a fast start, a very fast start when it comes to the number of games. They come very quickly all of a sudden at the end of the year.
I don't really worry about things I can't control, and I couldn't control the schedule, so we're just gonna, we're gonna lace them up each day and compete. The teams down at Ripon and Edgewood, the
2 teams you'll see at Wisconsin-Dells,
interestingly, both have new coaches as well, so we'll all be kind of feeling each other out a little bit, and we're going to focus on just doing what we do and trying to get better from game to game, and we're going to have to really show some toughness here. It's going to be a heck of a stretch. We're not the deepest team right now. We're a little banged up, but we're just going to have to lace them up tight and compete our butts off.
You had have some returning players. I know Alex Evans is an addition from the University of Upper Iowa. I'm sure he'll be happy on Thursday night to see somebody who's not 7'1". The Badgers bring out the starting lineup, and they go 6'11", 7 foot, 6'10" across the front. We'll not see that probably from here on out in the schedule for the Titans.
No, that was a pretty imposing group right there, and yet we did some good things, but no, it'll be that's a little more size and length that we're going to see on a nightly basis. So,
all right, let's talk about the conference, because we have the defending national champion back in the WIAC. Whitewater brings back 4 of 5 starters. They lost Chris Davis, who was the player of the year, but other than that, they come back intact. Stevens Point is another team, very good. I know they got a couple of very good sophomores. Austin Riff, just up the road from Winnicott, is a standout for them, along with a couple other. It's going to be a tough WIAC schedule again this year, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's typical WIAC. There's some of the best programs and the best program, and some of the best in the country, and top to bottom, it's going to be a dogfight. And as a competitor, I love it. I'm excited to see where we stand and how we can get better as this year goes on. And as we build this program, we're going to be competing every night. We're going to have a great measuring stick as to where we stand.
We all get it underway Thursday night. We'll be over there at the newly renovated Cole Sports Center. It looks beautiful, and we're looking forward to get over there. So if you haven't been over to see it yet, you can come out on Thursday night. The first opponent on the schedule is the Green Knights of St. Norbert, and the tip-off time is 7 o'clock that evening. So we'll hope for a great schedule, a great season for you guys. We'll pick you up down in Wisconsin Dells, as well. I'll be down there for one of the 2 games coming up on Friday. Saturday we'll have football here on WOSH. Got to wrap it up for Titan Tuesday. That's all the time they give me, unfortunately. We're going to be back next Tuesday night. We're going to continue the show for at least a week or 2 more for the NCAA football playoffs. Quick reminder, we'll start things off at 11:40 on Saturday morning. We've got the Titan game as they take on St. Scholastica. In addition to that, we're along with basketball on Thursday night. We'll have that from the Call Sports Center. And then on Friday night, we travel down to Wisconsin Dells. About a 7:15 pregame show, about 7:35 the tip time that night. For all our guests, thanks for listening. We'll see you back here soon on News Talk Radio 1490 WOSH, and go Titans.